Yay! Hello, everybody. Guess what? It me.
Quick, where's all the skincare? Huh? It's 3 stories. I told you that. I like this. Ooh. Oh. Period. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oil.
Spinach empanada. Cheese roll. I gotta vlog still. Oh my. What the hell is on here? What the hell I get in here? Ooh. Yeah, baked ham and cheese croissant and a potato roll.
So like, for instance, if let's say we had a text that looked Chinese, but it's not Chinese. So like, like let's say like we meet something from another planet and they're like, oh, this is our language. It looks like Chinese to us, right? But to them they're like, it's not Chinese. Like they know what Chinese is, but it's not. So, damn, I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere
like,
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they know what Chinese is, then their characters couldn't look just like Chinese because unless they just reassigned each symbol a different meaning. But then they would, I feel like they couldn't say this isn't Chinese technically because they knew they borrowed that. Unless they ended up making it first. But they did it in this case. So I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what I was trying to come back to. I was saying that, all that to say that you have that text and then you have Ebonics, right? They're both going to look like different languages, right? Okay. And you have Ebonics next to English. And you see that one. Like,
oh, okay.
you know what I mean? Like, how do you know what is...
Okay, so theoretically, if they did have Chinese characters, some of them would be flipped in some certain way. Or maybe they'd have, like, one new rule that cuts out two old rules or something like that.
Right, like how...
That edits the symbols maybe in, like,
Exactly.
maybe, let's say the order they go, because you got to do the strokes a certain way.
Yeah, how we got from, like, Egyptian hieroglyphs to, like, our numbers now. Like, that kind of stuff. Like, who's to say that that's not another language?
Ooh.
I mean, I feel like humanity does
That's
little...
so deep when you go back, you're just going back to a source.
Yeah, I feel like
we all speaking the same.
Very smart,
but made things complex, maybe.
Exactly. Because I think...
Whoa.
Like me being optimistic that all people want... Like, humanity as a thing on its own, like, objectively, probably, like, wants the same thing. Like,
yes.
I would argue that somebody that roots, as cheesy as it sounds, is love. And you're gonna be like, what? Like, I think, but people
it's really the solution to everything.
Yeah.
Especially when I listen to the true crime, it's like, it's always some form, unless, like, you know, like, the 1% of just people who are just born like that, which we'll really find out in the future. We already know a little bit, but... Yeah, the other people, like, sometimes, you know, bad stuff happens to people, or it's like someone was unkind in some way, and then it kept happening, you know, certain stressors, like, don't shit happen when people are, like, too nice, really, unless somebody was not nice first. So, yeah. For the people who want it, yeah, and then there's always the disruptors, though.
Yeah, there's just the ones that express that want a different, in a less than positive way, I guess. I put that.
Love.
That they want it,
like
or they need it.
Yeah, they're on the spectrum of, like, okay, there's the balance of the, I guess, negative sign, then neutral is where most people are at, and then the positive sign, but the negative and positive aren't good. You don't want to be at the ends of the spectrum. You want to be close to the center.
Or even how you go about getting it. So, like, if that has any significance. So let's put this in, like, I don't know, categories. So, like, let's say, like, there's like a murderer, right? Or a man that beats his wife, or vice versa. Like, and that's how they show their love. So are you doing that because you don't know how to ask for physical love? Being very literal here. Like, maybe physical love, or you didn't get that, you know.
It's like the rejection of, it's like a physical manifestation of the rejection of love they wanted. So, like, okay, maybe you wanted physical touch, or to feel, like, kind of physically comforted, like a warm hug. But when you should be giving that to another person, you translated it as the opposite because you didn't get the neutral point. You got one of the extremes on the spectrum.
Yeah, or if like, you know, you emotionally abused me because you didn't get emotional support. So maybe,
Right.
let's say, you fell a lot as a kid and you were crying, and your parents, they just put you on the lap and they just did this and act like you weren't there. You got the physical part, but you didn't get the emotional part.
Mm-hmm.
Or the same thing, like you have a parent that is like, oh honey, I'm so sorry, how are you? But they don't touch you with it. You're missing the physical part.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, or I don't know. I'm just thinking real hard about it.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
And it's just an extreme visceral.
Because everything's a manifestation from, I guess you can start with the thoughts, but like, you know, or that even that subconscious gets embedded in there, and some people, and then you know it all comes out in the layers as it comes to the forefront of the mind, but still like buried enough to where like maybe they're not like connecting that. They're just like, well, I'm violent, and this is how I get what I want. Versus like their subconscious layer knowing like, well, this is why I just decided to lash out.
Yeah.
You did that, bro.
All that to say, we were talking about a damn hug. Oh no, we were talking about AVE before that, and oh Lord, we high.
You're crazy.
I know y'all. And I'm going to bed.